love dolls, especially Monster High dolls. This franchise still has an absolute chokehold on me into adulthood, but let's not talk about that. But anyways, I grew up watching a lot of doll customization videos, and I always wanted to try that for myself, but I was a child, and I had no money to buy art supplies I needed. But now I'm an adult, and I have adult money. I can do whatever the fuck I want! So yeah, I bought all the stuff I needed, and my child self is very happy. So I was lurking around eBay, seeing what kind of deals I could snap for dolls, and I found them, and I instantly had ideas what to do with them. Don't ask me why Cleo's legs are missing. I honestly don't know why. Maybe I'll just rip her head off and stick her onto like another body or something, but that's not important right now. As you can see, Toralei can't because the seller took her face away, which is good for me because I wouldn't have the heart to remove it myself to like nostalgia and shit. But G1 dolls are already hard enough to get, and I don't know. I guess I wouldn't feel like to remove their factory or something. Anyways, 3 days later, these dolls get home, and for some reason, this card came with them. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. God Exodus 20 cat face. And then there's all this other stuff you can pause and read if you want to. I'm not reading that. I don't know why they gave me this, but I thought it was funny and I kept it in my wallet. So here's my sketch of Toralei. I wanted to make her look very bitchy, even though she's a cat. I know that her hair is given Karen, but like, she makes it work, you know? She's the main bitch of the Monster High series, so maybe not like Karen levels of bitchery, because she's still likable despite her antagonistic tendencies, but yeah. She got her cat irises, her gold ear piercing thingies, spike choker, and bracelets, fishnet sleeve sock thing, and I will top it off with a custom handbag. Since this is my first customization, I wanted to keep her relatively simple as I could. So before I started outlining her face with watercolor pencils, I put her inside a body bag with mask tape and sprayed her face with the one and only sealant Mr. Super Clear. This stuff is basically aerolized lung cancer when handled improperly. Like, it's so bad that it's technically banned in the US, but you can still buy it on Amazon for like $15 for some reason. But anyways, you absolutely do not want to breathe in it when you spray it. Either you go outside or just be inside a well-ventilated room with a respiratory mask. It's fine when it's dry, but you really gotta be careful when it's still in a fluid state. So, I went outside with a respiratory mask because honestly, I'd rather spend $30 now rather than $30k later for chemotherapy. But yeah, despite how dangerous Mr. Super Clear can be, literally every doll customizer uses this shit because no other sealant can compare with it. Like, it's really that strong that it's an absolute must that you have to have in order for like your work not to break down. As you can see, I am painting our lips using a small brush that the color pigment, which is from like the watercolor pencil. By the way, I never used watercolor pencils prior to this customization, so I am really just freeballing as I go. Right now I'm putting in the whites in her eyes, and then I colored her irises green as a base. I'm doing her eyebrows, putting in more whites, and I applied blush to her face using like a makeup brush and charcoal and stuff like that. So at the moment, I am just building layers at the time being. For a while now, I've been seeing some of the leaked designs for some characters like Venus. Now, I didn't know she was already out for pre-order, but yeah, she's out of stock and I really want her. Out of all the redesigns for G3, she hands down looks the best, and I want her so bad. She looks just like Rihanna, and she's fucking pretty as hell. Almost everything about this doll is so perfect, even down to the accessories. The attention to detail is so cool, and my favorite accessories definitely is her spray bottle that she uses for her hair, because, like, you know, she needs to water her hair because she's a plant monster. Like, I love that. That's so clever. There's only two elements of her design that I don't like. First of all, the shoes. I don't know what is it about these shoes in this generation, but a lot of these shoes in G3 just don't look good. I really don't like the gradients they've been trying to put on their shoes. It's like they just put it on there and call it a day. It just feels like it was an afterthought after like designers realized, oh, we need a little more detail. Quick, just slap a gradient on it. Personally, when I'm designing anything, I actively avoid using gradients. They can look cool, but it's something that you should use sparingly. If the key feature of the design is that it's just a gradient, then you didn't make anything good if that's the only thing you have going on. Like, gradients can look so boring so easily if you overuse it, because like once you do, it just looks like a cheap trick you're trying to pull. Gradients don't take a lot of effort, which is why it comes across as a lazy design. When I get Venus, I'm definitely gonna repaint her shoes because this color combination is just not it. And then there's Julian. I can't tell if I love or hate his redesign. In G1, he's like this carnivorous, like, little plant monster thing. He's terrifying and I want him. This Julian confuses me Most of the pets in this generation are either a weird dog or a cat. Core dolls do come with a pet, and honestly, they don't really add much to the dolls, so I don't really care about them. But at least in G1, they were at least a little more creative with the pets. Becca has this robot penguin, Spectre has a ghost ferret, Howling for some reason has a hedgehog. I'm not sure why, but who cares? Jackson and Holt have a pet chameleon named Crossfade, and the chameleon changes colors depending on who he's with because, you know, Jekyll and Hyde. Like I said before, pets don't really matter all that much, but they could have done so much more than just having a cat or a dog, like really. I really don't know what they're trying to go for here. Like, is Julian supposed to be a plant dog? Is he wearing a costume? Did Juwon Julian try to eat this weird little green dog and now he's just kind of stuck like that? I don't know. I'm confused. He looks like a little shit, and I kind of like that. 10 out of 10. Overall, I really like how she turned out. I am so getting two of her because I like her design, and I want to customize the second doll. Speaking of second things... Oh my god, it's always the second eye. It's always the second eye. Just like how I still struggle with making my eyeliner not asymmetrical on my face, the same still applies to dolls. I couldn't just copy and paste it like I could on a digital drawing, and I also couldn't Control-C my mistakes. I could use acetone, however I didn't buy acetone at the time of recording, so I used a Q-tip with nail polish remover. To be honest, it didn't exactly help with much. Oh yeah, I also did that thing where if you make the eyeliner on one of your eyes thicker than your other one, you try to fix it by making the other eye just as thick, but you end up overdoing it, and now you're trying to do the same thing with the other eye until you look like a raccoon. Yeah, that's kind of what I did with Toralei. Right now I'm applying some Bagster eyes because everyone I know who's under 40 has never gotten the proper amount of sleep nowadays, and I also did a bit of contouring and eyeshadow to her face. I really like how she came out, and I'm glad that I did not have to like redo it because that's a lot of work. And then I added highlights, glossed up her lips and eyes with some glossy hodgepodge as a final touch, and of course I'm gonna put some Mr. Super Clear to seal everything, and with that, I am done with her face. Now I'm moving on to the accessories. For the first time, I'm using this material called Warpla. It's a thermoplastic sheet that can be molded and heated. I only bought a small sheet of it because I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it, and I didn't want to make too big of a commitment, but goddamn is this shit expensive. Like seriously, it was $10 to $15 for a small sheet of it, and it only gets worse from there. So yeah, I already got the cuffs and chokers molded off camera and painted them black. Off camera, I did another coat of black paint. Pretty much every second coat I do, I don't record it. The shoes I'm using for this customization actually comes from this Generations Playline set. Ultimate Secrets Neon Frights with Toralei. They're the second pair of shoes that she comes with in this set. So I have her shoes and I'm painting the heel part red. I forgot to record myself painting the first shoe, but that's okay. I have another one, it's fine. And then here I'm just making the gold part even more golden because it wasn't gold enough for me. And then I added more gold details to it. Something I noticed about these shoes is that they would have these little intricate details, but you don't really get to see them as much because the shoes would be in a solid color. I get that maybe they have a budget they're trying to accommodate, but it couldn't hurt to put a little bit of paint, you know? As a die-hard Draculaura slave, I have done a couple of touch-ups on her shoes. I would either add a little bit of silver or black, and suddenly it just makes a whole world of a difference. However, Mattel has been listening to the feedback and are currently working on the refresh dolls of the main ghouls. While I waited for the shoes to dry, I'm now adding spikes to the choker and cuffs. Not gonna lie, I kinda made this process way harder than it needed to be because I used hot glue for the most part, and later I realized, oh, I can just use hodgepodge to attach these spikes instead of constantly burning myself trying to apply hot glue on these tiny ass spikes while I keep missing all the time. Frustrations aside, I somehow did it and sealed it using hodgepodge. For the purse, I am making it out of Warbler. I already cut out the pieces beforehand and got it cut to a size I like. And as you can see, I'm using a heat gun to fold the pieces and using hot glue to glue the stuff together. Not exactly my cleanest work, but as long as you guys can't see it, it's fine. But yeah, I got somewhat of an openable purse. I started painting it black as a base. I wanted to give it like a dark red or give it somewhat of a leather bag kind of feel. I'll be honest, I have no idea what I was really doing. I was just kind of making it up as I go. In hindsight, I probably could have done like a trial run beforehand, but like, I don't plan shit, I just do stuff. While I was waiting for the base of the purse to dry, I cut out a small circle of Warbler, then cut that circle in half to make cones for the cat ear horn thingies for her baggie. Not gonna lie, they kinda look like tortilla pizza rolls. Anyway, I burned the tortilla pizza rolls into a dark crisp and let that sit out for a bit. Since the purse, at this point, was dried, and so I applied a layer of red paint on it and kept blending it with black to give it some texture, if you can call it that. So yeah, I and let it dry, and then I coated with some glossy hodgepodge all over it. Now back to the shoes. In my original sketch, I didn't do much with them. I decided just to make up the embellishments as I go. So I added spikes to the front of the foot to make it kind of look like, I don't know, she has like these little kitty claw thingies on her toesies, and then I added some chains because they look cool. But this time, I was actually smart with it and didn't use hot glue. However, I still made the very same mistake of not recording the first shoe again. I don't know why, I forgot. Anyways, it's a good thing these things come in pairs. This is how the spikes turn out, and oh my god, I really love how they look. I'm adding chains to the shoes. It was kind of hard to put on because like the hodgepodge would kind of slip off, but oh well, I've been through worse. I didn't plan this initially, but now I'm making a belt. I decided to put a bunch of gold half pearl studs on them. They're usually used for nail art stuff, but this works perfectly well for like doll customization because of how small the scaling is. Oh yeah, the spikes I used earlier, they're also used for nail art too. I don't know if you can tell, but I really like wearing spike chokers, and I would like for all my dolls to do so as well. I know that there are some shops that do make like customized doll chokers and stuff like that, but I don't know. I want to make a bunch of for myself because I don't know, I just want to. There are dolls that already have spike choker accessories. As pretty as the dolls are, I'm a broke college student. I can't collect them all. I already spent my doll budget on 2 Vampire Heart Draculas. Yes, I know I have a problem, but like, look at them. I need one in box and the other out of box. She's just that gorgeous. I need it. Oh yeah, I forgot I was making a belt. I added holes for easy insertion for the jump hoop rings, and yeah, this is how it turned out. Off camera, I made the socks and sleeves because I was going through some trial and error with the sizing. That and watching me sew is not interesting, so I didn't even bother trying to record it. Off camera, I put a little clasp thingy. Honestly, it probably wouldn't be that fun to watch me struggle to put it on anyway, so yeah, I didn't record it. I'm putting my burnt tortilla pizza rolls on top of the purse with hot glue, and oh fuck, I forgot to record myself like painting a little red on the pizza roll, whatever. Anyways, I put gold pearl studs on the purse for extra embellishment. Oh yeah, I forgot there is so much going on here. So my cutting mat is black because I was painting something earlier. It was also a different day when I recorded this. I also drew bones on my hands because it was spooky season at the time. It wasn't Halloween yet, but like who cares? I would still dress up as a skeleton any time of the year. Speaking of skeletons, I love them. I love that every other monster is scary, but skeletons, they get to be the funny ones. I don't know what it is about skeletons that make them inherently funny, but they just are. Besides that, they're just so cool looking, especially Skeleta. I bought her holiday Dead of the Day doll, and I think she just looks really pretty. Personally, I think her design could use some improvement, like her top especially just looks a little off to me. Something I would have loved to see more is her body sculpt. I love how they built her, but I think it's a shame that Mattel didn't show it off more. I have thought about leaving my Skeleta naked because her body sculpt is just that cool, but ultimately I decided to let her preserve her modesty for the time being. I definitely want to make a new dress for her someday using like sheer fabric just to show off that cool sculpt of hers. Like, damn, it's really that cool. I really hate these Coochie stands Mattel has been giving to their collector dolls. I get that they don't want the puffy skirts of these ghoulies to look awkward on regular stands, but these Coochie stands don't have enough support to them, and one wrong touch could easily knock over whatever doll it's holding. Stability is also limited because you don't want them to all of a sudden fall over when you're displaying them. I literally had to wrap a clear elastic band around the legs of my Vampire Heart Draculora because she kept falling over with the stupid Coochie stand she came with. Maybe it's because her dress is so big, but like Skeleta's dress is so much smaller, and even then, I'm struggling to get her stable too. Now, if you're watching this, your Coochie stands suck ass. Like their feet don't even touch the ground. It looks like they're levitating just a bit, and it's annoying to look at. After finishing up with the studs, I went ahead and made the strap of the bag, which was just a chain connected through 2 jump hoops. Cut out small pieces of Warbler, which I painted black, and then put hodgepodge on. And then I used a heat gun to fold the pieces into the hoops. So when you heat up Warbler, sometimes it can get sticky, and that alone can be enough adhesion to be able to like stick onto things. So when I was like attaching them to the hoops, I didn't need to use glue for that. And as a final touch, I added this charm of fish bones and hooked it to the side. Originally it was silver and I painted it gold. I really loved how it turned out. I also really like holding it with my fingers because it makes me feel like a giant. In real life, I'm a tiny Asian girl who's a little too obsessed with dolls. It took so long, but I finally collected all the Infinity Stones and it's time to put them all together. So I took her out of her body bag, and this is how she looks with her hair and dress. I forgot that her hair covers the botched half of her face, so I really could have just gotten away with messing up her right eye because you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. Oh well. And before I forget, I glued some earrings on her and painted her nails gold. And with that, she is done. Okay, montage time. Not gonna lie, I've been putting off this video for quite a while because I was planning on having it done since last year. I started working on this project on October and I was ready to have the video finished by sometime mid-November, but shit happened and the last 2 months for me have not been the best. Suffice to say that I did not end the year well. Hopefully 2024 will be better, but fingers crossed. One of my resolutions was to make more customs. I don't know if I'll actually follow through with that because I get easily distracted. Because not too long ago, I found my Nintendo 3DS and I had the Monster High Ghoul Spirit DS game in there. Makes sense, I'm not surprised that I would do something like that. Anyways, I haven't used my 3DS in years and boy does it give me memories. The graphics in game were not as great as I remember they were, and I literally could talk about this game all day because it's just so... Yeah, I feel like it would need its own video, but I'm not making any promises right now. But for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. I'll probably be posting more pics on my Instagram with Toralei if you want to check that out. Okay, bye.
G'day, girlfriend. Well, I'm as happy as a jackaroo in a turnip patch. I'm thinking about trying to study down under next semester.